Hang on, check 1 2, check 1 2. Just warming things up nice and easy. Sounds of DJ Shorty live from the loft once again. Hang on, let me unplug this. Yo, what's happening, good people of the internet? And, that's pretty much how we know each other these days, right? The world is on lockdown. COVID is still running a madness out there. But look, we're doing what we can to get through it. We're doing what we can to survive. And we're using this time to be smart. You know what I'm saying? Learn some new skills. And, yo, look, big up to the whole Soapbox team. Big up to everyone over there at Young Urban Arts. Big up to Wipers. Everyone getting involved. We got some hellos there. Who's that? It's Sap. Okay. Hola. Yeah, beat juggling at its finest. Yeah, thank you very much. Big up to everyone out there locked on. Who we got here? We got people requesting to join in the video. Sorry if you're on the Instagram live, I can't let you join in the video because it's not my accounts. I'm just taking it over myself for an hour. We're going to do this every Thursday afternoon, 4 till 5 p.m. Coming at you live from the loft, my fortress of solitude. You know what I'm saying? The idea is I'm aware that a lot of up and coming DJs, when I was trying to get into the game myself, one of the most prohibitive factors has always been the cost of the equipment, right? And having access to equipment to practice. And you don't want to go and spend all this money on equipment only to find out you're not into it, you don't enjoy it, you're not good at it. So this is kind of what we used to do at Soapbox. We've got decks there. The idea would be that you come down, you have a go, you try it out, and you never know. You might be all right at it. You might be good at it. You might be. It's that thing about trying something you've never tried before, right? But anyway, look. The point is, I'm pretty sure a lot of you at home either don't have decks or you might be newcomers, whatever level you're at, right? The idea is that I want to be able to transfer some of the skills that I've learned over the years, pass it on to you guys, help you become better DJs. You know what I'm saying? So the tips, the information I'm going to be giving you over these seminars, we're on session number 5 today, by the way, is really just to help you become a better DJ, gain a better understanding of the equipment, the environment, what it is to be different types of DJs. Are you going to be a radio DJ? Do you want to be just like a radio personality? Or do you want to be one of them like deep niche specialists? You know what I'm saying? Whatever level you're at, right? Whether you just want to mix, whether you just want to learn a couple of little skills, tricks, we want to help you level up, right? So first things first, once again, shout out to Soapbox and UAF. Young Urban Arts Foundation just launched their new schedule to be running over the... I think they've announced June's schedule, so go and check them out. Young Urban Arts Foundation, and look, big up to Kerry and Tash and Ella, everyone over there doing their thing, and also big up to the whole Soapbox team. We have got a full roster of workshops that you can get involved in, teaching all kinds of skills, whether it's about digital media, whether it's music, if you want to learn how to code, games design, virtual reality, we got you. You know what I'm saying, yeah? But also, the music stuff. If you want to learn music production, you want to learn how to make some beats, you want to learn how to mix down vocals, you want to learn to cut, you want to scratch, we've got all of that going on and more. So shout out to all of the organisations that are putting in work behind the scene to make it happen. Big up to the whole team over there at Soapbox. Yeah, man, our team, we're on point, man, you know what I mean? So shout out to Nick, big up James, Jamil, Mike, all the mics, the Wipers team, Sammy, Bradley, all you guys, man. So anyway, we've been easing our way into the sort of different sides of DJing over the course of the last few weeks. The first session was just a straight up introduction to the equipment. This is a mixer, these are turntables, this button does that, this button does that, Then we started getting into just being prepared, once again, I'm going to use the same analogy. It's like, say, professional footballers. When they're training, the coach makes them do things like, practice corners, practice penalties, practice the set pieces, because you never know when they're going to come up, but when they do come up, you're ready. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Scratch Responsibly. Big up my man Biko over there in Switzerland. He hooked me up with this dope hat. So the idea is that I want to help you train. I want to tell you what exercises and what things you can be doing, so that when you are out there in the real world DJing, you got the skills to back it up. You know what I'm saying? And we want you to be dope DJs. We don't want no sucker DJs out there. There's too many fakers out there. One of the big, things that we come across in so many different for art forms is, as it becomes more accessible, which is great. That's what we want. We want it to be out there for people to be able to participate and join in. But the more people that do it, that's your competition, right? And you want to be able to stand out from the crowd. You want to show yourself to be not just another DJ. You know what I mean? You want to be like one of the best, Now, as I said, the centre is on lockdown, so we're going to continue to deliver this online schedule. So if you want to stay up to date on what we've got going on, visit the website, soapboxislington.co.uk. Is it .com? Soapboxislington.com, right? Or is it? You know what? If you just Google Soapbox Islington, I'm so bad. I'm sorry. I should know the website. Yeah, but Google Soapbox Islington or UAF, the Young Urban Arts Foundation. That's yuaf.com. The schedules are up there. Everything you need to know. But also, we're trying to build. We've got so many creators and tutors and people delivering online content. We're starting to amalgamate a massive amount of that, exactly that content, so we figured that we wanted there to be a resource where people can go after the fact. Say you missed one, like I say, we're on session number 5 now. You want to check out session 1, 2, 3, 4, or you want to check out what's been going on with like the coding or the games design or the music production or whatever, then you can fully do that through our new YouTube channel. We only launched it last week, so we're in the process of up in like content and whatnot. But if you go on YouTube and you search for Soapbox Online, you will find our new channel. And look, I'm not going to beg you to subscribe or like, but you will certainly be helping us out if you did subscribe. But one of the reasons that we want to subscribers at the moment, like the channel literally went up a couple of days ago, so we need at least 100 subscribers before we can get a custom URL. The youtube.com/soapbox online. At the moment, it's just / gibberish. You know what I'm saying? Which is why I'm telling you to search for it as Soapbox Online. But look, get us up to those 100 subs, and then we can do a custom URL. You know what I'm saying? So you would really be helping us out with that. I've already uploaded a couple of the earlier sessions from what we've been doing here with the decks, and I'm combining footage from all of our outlets right now. So shout out to the Soapbox Instagram, big up to the UAF Instagram, and shout out to everyone over there on Zoom. Big up to David. I know he's currently in the group. Now, I will say this much. You can wait for the videos after the fact, and then you get to see the screen shares and things that I'm talking about in more detail. But if you want a more in-depth experience, if you really want to get into what I'm doing here, hit us up on the DMs and we will send you a link that will get you into Zoom. Once you're in the Zoom, you can just be part of what we're doing. You can do the screen shares. It's easier to communicate, because the problem I've got up here is the phones are quite high up. They're a little bit, I'm an old man now with my glasses and that, trying to read it. What's the questions? Who's that? Who's asking what? It's a bit difficult. But if it comes up in the chat, in the Zoom, that's much easier to deal with. So next week is... okay, this Soapbox one just crashed on me. Hang on, download video, share to IGTV. Yes, please. Download the video, saved, share to Instagram TV. Now, I hope this isn't because I'm just mashing up my data right now, or I'm not on the data, I'm on the Wi-Fi, but maybe my Wi-Fi can't handle all of these things at once. Let's... So now I've got to interrupt my session to post this video. Hang on, let me... okay. Funnily enough, today's subject is going to be about live streaming. Hang on. So here you go. Look, straight off the cuff. Look, this is one of the problems that you face with live streaming. Now, with the pandemic, everyone on lockdown, I've seen more and more DJs getting online and delivering live streams, DJing from wherever they're at. Right, sorry, let me just fire up another one. Hang on. Okay. Where are we? Sorry about this, folks. It's so unprofessional of me, There we go. Let's go again live. Let's try that again. Checking connection, we're live. Hey, Soapbox, we're back. There we go. Big up to UF. UF kept it locked. Soapbox got cut off. But anyway, look, I was just about to say, look, this whole session today, I want to go over live streaming, how to get a good setup for your sound, the different options available to you, how to set it up, and the problems that you're going to encounter. Like, it literally, I couldn't have planned that. Like, literally just happened now. We're streaming live on Instagram, and you know, hang on, oh, okay, sorry. This is the thing about doing things in real time. Instagram's just throwing up a little message at me. But look, you're going to encounter problems. And while we was doing the thing there, you know, the Soapbox Instagram just cut out. You know, this happened to me last week when we was delivering the session. Before the session was even over, the feed cut out. It didn't save the video. It didn't upload it to stories. It was just lost to the ether. You know, thankfully, I got the Zoom footage. So that video will be going up on Zoom soon. So apologies to anyone who was wondering what was going on there. But anyway, look, let's get into this. So live streaming, it's not a new concept. It's something that's been going on for a while now. I mean, you know, anyone that uses the internet, like YouTube were one of the first platforms to provide the option for streaming. They used to have all kinds of stipulations. You know, you had to have X amount of followers, X amount of subscribers, kind of like the same madness that we're going through now, trying to get the subs up for the channel. But you know, they were on it. Like, you know, like your man Joe Rogan with the podcast and things like that. They started in the early days, and you used to have so much equipment to make it happen. Cameras, mixing desks, video desks, queuing up equipment, all of that, right? Nowadays, the technology has reached a point where, you know, you can do it with your phone, right? And which is what we're doing right now. So shout out once again to everyone on the Instagrams. We've got Soapbox and UF in the house. Now, there are lots of different options available to you. I'm specifically going to talk about what I've got going on here, and sort of extrapolate that into whatever equipment you might have. So let's talk about sound cards first of all. Yeah, all right. Well, yeah, we'll work through it. So the way I've got my phones connected up, I'll get to that in a minute. But first thing I want to talk about is how I'm delivering good audio through Zoom. A lot of DJs have been playing on. Just this weekend, I was part of a online party, which was broadcast via Zoom. Right, so much like a real event, we had a sound guy, a tech guy, kind of behind the scenes, pushing the buttons, making sure everything was working, making sure everything was crisp. That's wicked. If you've got someone who knows what they're doing, who can handle that for you, really all you got to do is log in and spin. Yeah, but it will benefit you to understand the technology and how it works. Now, Zoom has got some really complicated audio options available. I guess they're trying to cater to every eventuality, but I think they've almost made it too complicated, you know. But that said, it's designed like that with you in mind. They want to deliver the best experience they can for you. So, for example, Zoom has an inbuilt function that will suppress background noise, so that when you're talking, you know, you're not hearing the kids in the background, or if the wind is blowing or whatever, it will push that down. There are options to disable that, and you want to be doing that. But before we even get to that, how am I getting the sound into Zoom? Now, most people, if you're using Zoom, your experience will probably be the app on your phone, or if you are an office user, you're using your laptop or whatever. And the way the audio traditionally works is it's just using its inbuilt functionality. Your laptop has got a microphone in it. Your phone has got a microphone in it. So it's using that microphone to pick up your audio. And similarly for playback, it's coming through the speakers. Now, the thing about the way I've got my sound set up here is I want you to hear the beats nice, you know. I want it to come through clear, you know. Like, I don't want it to sound like you're just, you know, I'm using like some moody mic in the room with it. I want you to hear what I'm spinning. I want you to get the stereo sound. I want you to hear it crisp. So essentially what I've done, and anyone who's worked with computers and audio or music production and DJing, you'll be familiar with the term sound card. If you don't know what a sound card is, basically it's just a way of connecting something with audio to your computer. Now, you can spend, you know, 30-40 quid on a real bum cheap one, or you can spend grand, right? It's one of those things. It's kind of like it's like a car or a watch. You know, it's as much as you want to spend. Now I've got a couple of different things going on here. I'll show you a couple of examples. Now the sound card that I've actually got plugged in, I can't show you because it's over here and it's plugged in, right? But I'm using a Apollo sound card. That's one of the better ones out there. Get really nice sound quality, and also it's got a lightning adapter on it and a Thunderbolt input output. But here's the one I used to use before that. The Akai Professional Audio Interface, right? Look at that. Isn't that lovely? Isn't that a lovely bit of kit? Yeah. Look, it's small, it's compact. Yeah, it's got the old school analog meters on the front, which I'm a sucker for. I love these toggle switches on it, man. That's like some old school versus new school engineering. But look, across the front there, yeah, I've got 4 inputs. Yeah, these double up as either microphone or line inputs. You can toggle between the two. You can set your levels from the knobs above. And then you've got various different sort of monitoring options here for what you want to listen to. Now, the point I'm getting at is my decks from my audio out will go into that sound card, right? Or whichever one I'm using, yeah? And then the sound card is either connected via USB or Thunderbolt to your laptop, and it will read that, and boom, you're off and running, you know? If you want to set it up on your Zoom, if you've got Zoom, oh, hang on, what's happened there? Oh, I've got something. There we go. Now, if you go into your settings on Zoom, there is, in the bottom left-hand corner, if you're using it on a laptop, there is a icon of a microphone, and it says, where is that from? Oh, okay, I see what's going on. Sorry, if you're watching on Zoom, sorry, my bad. I'm having kind of some dramas. This is the thing about doing things live as well. Anyway, look, down in the bottom left-hand corner on your laptop, there is a icon with a microphone. It says mute. And then next to that, there is a pop-up menu. That will give you quick access. At the top it says select a microphone, or basically what they're saying by microphone is what is the audio input. So I've currently got it selected to my sound card, which is the Universal Audio Thunderbolt, and then same for my output. It's coming through that same sound card. Now, boom. What I'm doing on the decks comes through the sound card straight to the laptop, and it sounds crisp. You know what I'm saying? So that's a good one for Zoom. Now, depending on how you're running your events, or if it's a party online, just as look, one of the things that we found on Sunday, the event that we were spinning, you know, there's a whole heap of us on Zoom, like, and the idea was we'd have DJs and rappers, so we'd spin beats and we'd get the MCs to rap over the beats. But one thing that kept happening was every time someone would try and rap over the beat, the inbuilt mechanics of how the Zoom is set up, it would suppress my audio. So say I'm running an instrumental, they start rapping, all of a sudden you can't hear the beat anymore. There are ways around that. One way is to use 2 separate sound cards, one for your microphone, one for your output. Now we're getting into kind of costly territory, and it gets a bit more complicated. But yeah, if you want some tips or advice on any of that, you can hit me up and I can go through that in more detail with you. I just wanted to show you something. Now, that Akai sound card, that was like 200 odd quid, something like that. To be honest, it's been a while since I bought it. I can't even remember how much I paid for it, but it was probably around that, yeah? Now, let me show you something else. This. Yeah? What is this mess of cables I'm holding in my hand right there? Well, that's a £20 sound card, right? I got this sucker off of eBay, yeah? And I swear it's the best 20 quid I've ever spent, right? This thing here, I mean, it's called a Top Longer USB audio capture. Works with PC and Mac. I don't know who Top Longer are. I just searched for, you know, cheap or portable sound cards online, and this one came up on eBay. Like I say, like 20 quid. And yeah, man, this thing works a treat. I've taken this to so many. I took this to Ibiza. I took this to New York. I take it out with me on road, and it's such a simple, quick USB device, right? So, same way. On one end, you've got a USB cable, right? The USB cable just goes into your laptop, right? Then you've got, so just that USB connection provides an output for your audio, right? Even if you haven't connected these to anything, yeah. just having that connected, now your audio is coming through this sound card. To send the audio into it, it actually gives you 3 options. You've got 2 phono inputs and 1 mini jack. It also came with an adapter. This is currently a male connector. It does come with an adapter to change it into a female connector, which means now, literally, I can connect everything, right? You know, whatever your output method is. So, check them out, yeah? Cheap options are out there. Look them up, right? So this one, like I said, it's called Top Longer. I've never even heard of them. It's some off-brand, who knows, made in Hong Kong, wherever, you know. But it works. It does the job. So, you know, it's worth doing a little bit of research into the different options out there for you. But fundamentally, using a sound card will always improve your sound quality because it's direct from the source. You're not relying on a microphone to pick up that sound secondhand. Now, okay. Connecting it to your phones. Now, hopefully, if I run this beat, like, hopefully you should be able to hear my microphone out there. You know, give me a sign. Let me know how it's sounding. Now, figuring this out took some effort, especially since the way, like, I'm using an iPhone right here, and like a few models back now, I think it was at the iPhone 6 or 7, whenever it was, but they stopped putting a headphone jack on the phones. Yeah, now you've got to use that crazy lightning adapter. Now I can't. Oh yeah, here you go. You've got to use them. Yeah, you know. Now I've still got old school headphones, man. I don't have wireless headphones. You know, I use these headphones. You know, look, it's got that. It's got a jack on the end of it. So how do I connect that to the phone? So firstly, iPhone users will be more than aware of this product right here. I've gone through so many of these because, come on, Apple, man, like, considering how good your like design is and your production is, why are these so flimsy? Are you doing it on purpose? Because these break, right? In fact, the one that I've got on my phone, I've deliberately reinforced it with electrical tape so that it doesn't bend or wobble and fray the cable, right? But anyway, look, you're going to need one of them either way, right? So the lightning to headphone jack adapter, right? That's going to get the audio into your phone. But before you get to that, there's a couple of bits of equipment that I strongly recommend that you get. I'll say a couple. Okay, so hang on. Let's grab my box of tricks here. So, first of all, that turns your lightning adapter into a mini jack adapter, right? Which means, do I have one I can show you? No, okay, but you know what I'm talking about, right? What your headphones would normally plug into, yeah? That's on the other end of the adapter. But that means whatever my audio is, I need to now concentrate that into a mini jack input, right? Who we got here? Yo, big up to Hannah from Boston. Hope you're enjoying yourself. Right, okay. So, from the back of my mixer, I've got a couple of different outputs. In fact, I've got 3 outputs. If you saw last week's session, you would have heard me talking about this, in that I have my master output, which actually has 2 connection points. I can use XLR cables, which I'm using to feed my internal system here, going to the monitors. But then there is a phono output. Phono is like that. These are called phono cables. Now, what I'm doing... and the other output is a jack output. If you don't know what a jack cable looks like, hang on a second, no, this doesn't ruin anything if I unplug it. Right. Those are jack cables, right? You see that? Jack cables, yeah? So I've got 3 options there. I've got phono, I've got XLR, and I've got jack. I'm actually using all 3 right now. So my XLR outputs are feeding my internal system, but then the phono outputs, which are also simultaneously controlled by the master output, I've got feeding one phone, and then the jack outputs I've got feeding another phone. I have had to use an array of different connectors to get that audio from my mixer to your phone. Now, if I unplug it, it's going to cut out. But I'll talk you through it, right? So, let's say UF, right? The one that you're plugged into at the moment. I have got the jack adapter in the back of the mixer. There's jack outputs, right? Which are those, right? But I've got these adapters, which is a, hang on, let me show you. That's a jack, yeah. But this is a, that's the wrong adapter. Hang on. Ah, here we go. Okay, so this right here, this is a lifesaver. This turns a jack into a phono, right? Which now if I've got, you know, so you see that, yeah, jack cable into a phono, right? So now what that means is, where's my cables at? I had a cable right here just a second ago. Ah, okay. So if I've got an ordinary phono cable, but I'm already using my phono outputs, I've got the jack outputs, I can stick one of these onto that, right? And now that becomes a jack cable, right? So what I mean, this is what we call a phono to phono cable, because it's got the same connections at both ends. What you want is that you want phono at one end, right? But then you want a mini jack at the other end. And once again, just to remind you what a mini jack looks like, we're talking about one of them, right? You're familiar with them, innit? You've all fought over those cables in the car, who gets to plug in their sound system, you know what I mean? Right? So mini jack at one end, phono on the other. Now you can buy various combinations of jack to phono, mini jack to phono, jack to big jack, mini jack to big jack. There's so many combinations out there. So if you go online, you could probably buy the specific cable without having to use the adapters. But anyway, that's how I'm running it, right? So I've got a phono to mini jack with the jack adapters on the back. Then that doesn't just go straight into your lightning adapter, because remember, this at the moment is for your headphones, which means that the phone is sending audio out, right? What you want to be doing is you want to be sending audio into the phone. So you have to convert what was an audio output into an audio input, and all praises to Rode. Rode make really good quality microphones and audio equipment, and you know, anything to do with audio, recording audio, Rode have got it locked. This is what you need. Let me hold it up to all the cameras, right? Yeah, the Rode SC4. Yeah. Now, I've got a few of these. I've gone through them over the years. I've been using them for a long time. What these do is they convert your audio output on your phone into a stereo input, which is amazing. Yeah. One thing you do need to consider is that it's quite a sensitive input on your phones, so you can't send to what we call a hot signal. Hot signal means that it's just too loud, right? So currently, if you was to look at my mixer, the level output, if you think of it like it's basically at 25%, right? I never go over 25% because it's too loud and it will ruin the sound quality for what you're trying to do. But this thing is a godsend, yeah? So anyway, out at the back of the mixer, however you can get out at the back of the mixer, the mini jack on the other end will go into the input of this, right? Yeah, into that. And then this end, the other side of it, will go into your lightning adapter. So like I say, I'm using all kinds of combinations of cables and connectors to make this work, but that's essentially what I'm doing. Now, I have noticed that during this pandemic, a lot of people have been asking advice about how to go online, how best to get streaming sounds, and you know, how to make it sound good. And when I've been telling people about the Rode SC4, they're all like, yo, they have sold out everywhere. So I'm guessing that you know, the secret is out. I'm not the only one doing it. I got mine off Amazon. They're only like a tenner, you know, which is really good value for money, especially if you're doing this regularly. But there are other brands out there. I did find this one. This is like just some, I'll be honest, I haven't actually tested these, but I am assured that they work. I have got another one that I'm using at the moment, but this is a manufacturer called Movo, right? So where Rode call it the SC4, they call it the MC4, right? But the important thing to know is this is what they call a TRRS to TRS connector, yeah? So either way around, TRS to TRRS, yeah, you know. You want to make sure you get the right one. They do an MC3 or an SC3, which does it the other way around, right, which is more for output. But once you've got all of that, boom, you just connect it straight to your phone and you're off and running. And then when you roll beats, good audio quality. You know what I'm saying? So that's tip number number one. I don't know where we are. I wasn't really keeping count, but that is, I found, the best way to get good quality audio when doing stuff online. Yeah. So just a quick recap. Step number one: if you've got it available to you, use a sound card, whether that's a USB or a Thunderbolt or however it connects. Sound cards will give you the best sound, and you've got more control over it if you're using a sound card. When it comes to connecting to the phone, like I say, I have to constantly kind of be aware of my levels over here, and if I push it too loud, it's gonna clip, it's gonna distort, it's gonna ruin the audio. So that's how to get good sound quality for when you're doing your streams. When you're DJing, when you're chatting, whatever you're doing, use a microphone, use a sound card, you're golden. Yeah. Now, when it comes to actually streaming, boy, everyone's on it now. I tend to use Instagram, Facebook for my streamings. But one thing that, like any DJ, you talk to any DJ about doing a live stream at the moment, one of the biggest problems that we're encountering is copyright strikes, copyright claims against us. And it bums me out, man, because I understand why they do it, right? Because especially on YouTube, people are monetizing videos, and if you're jacking other people's content or other people's intellectual what do they call it, intellectual property, then you're jacking them. You didn't earn that, and they want the people who made it to earn the money, right? Which is fair. I get that. But there needs to be a new system. So, one of the problems that I find all the time, the first time I tried to do a live stream on Instagram, I didn't even get, not Instagram, on Facebook. The first time I tried to do a live stream on Facebook, I started my first track playing. I didn't even get to mix in the second one because Facebook just hollered and was like, yo, no, you don't have permission. You're broadcasting someone else's music. Lock off. You know what I'm saying? You're done out here. And man, it was really disappointing. And after a few attempts, I managed to do some live streams during this lockdown period. In fact, when it first started, I was doing a live DJ set every day. I called it the isolation sessions. Every day we used to have the same things. It was a cat and mouse game. Like, how long have I got before I get cut off? Now, they are good about warning you. So for example, the most common warning you'll get is that, all right, you're all right at the moment, but once this video is done, certain sections of it will be muted because you don't own the rights to the track, right? So while you're streaming, they can hear it, yeah? But after the fact, once it's saved and it's uploaded to your profile, if someone goes in to watch it, every other track is muted because I'll tell you who's been on my case: Warner Brothers, Sony, and Universal. Man, you guys need to fix up, right? Because I would say this much, in that, like I said at the beginning, I fully understand that you're looking out for the artists, right? But there's a thing about being a DJ, yeah? Like, we're the ones who break the tunes, and what I mean by that is we're the ones that bring it to the people. Anytime I play a set online, I make a point of always crediting the artist, letting people know who it is, the name of the track, where they can find it, as we have always done. For most people, especially when I was growing up, the place to hear new music was from DJs, and I remember back in the day, I started DJing on radio. It was pirate radio. We had a legal signal, and we were broadcasting over the air. And we was all Ofcom were the people that were always on our case, because it's that, like, they're trying to collect checks for people, and I get that, right? But there's got to be a middle ground. One thing I have said is that look, if Facebook or Instagram have got these, because it's not someone sitting there listening and saying, oh, that's my tune, boom, blocked. They use bots. Yeah, there's bots that are analyzing what you are broadcasting, and if it picks up something that it recognizes as being on a list of tunes that have been registered, then it locks you off, right? Why can't they use that same technology to pay the artists? If you've not heard of PRS, I strongly recommend, if you are a musician of any kind, an artist, a DJ, look up PRS, become a member of PRS, the Performing Rights Society. Basically, they collect your royalties, they collect your checks. So let's take, say, Radio 1 is a big radio station. Any commercial station, any big station, anyone that whether it's a radio station, whether it's a TV station, anytime they use music, someone has to keep log of everything that they play throughout the day. And then they submit that list to PRS. PRS then cross-references that list to their members and says, oh, look, you played one of Shorty's tunes today, you owe him a tenner, right? You know, the BBC pay PRS, PRS pays you, right? Now, that sounds good, and it is, you know. So what they should be doing is, why not use these same bots that if they can recognize the music, use it to pay the artists. Use that bot to, you know, like, don't tell me Facebook ain't got P. You know, Facebook. Mark Zuckerberg is the youngest ever billionaire, yeah? Don't tell me you ain't got money to break off to some artists on the PRS, yeah? Now, as a response to this, I saw so many DJs getting cut off on Instagram, on Facebook. You know, there was a couple of exceptions where, you know, where there were big celebrities, so Instagram just gave them a pass, right? But I want to send a massive shout out to the homies over at Mixcloud, because they stepped up. They did something about it. They have provided a new platform for streaming DJs. Now, it's still currently in beta test mode, but if you go to Mixcloud, firstly, Mixcloud is free if you want the basic version of it. You can pay for a premium version which doesn't have ads and things like that, much like Spotify, right? But if you want to stream, then you do have to have a premium account. However, Mixcloud are fully aware of why people are needing this with the lockdown in place, with everyone isolated. They are offering 3 months free trial of the new version. And would you, hang on, what's that saying? Would PRS take poets? Yo, PRS, if you're a performer of any kind, PRS, like, so when you go onto the PRS website for the first time, it will talk you through it. Right, so it'll figure out what's best for you. Like, are you in a band? Do you write music? Do you perform music? Do you play at gigs? Are you a DJ? Have you got a record deal? It talks you through it, and it will say, right, this is the account that you need. This is the package that you need. We'll definitely get more into PRS. If people have got questions about PRS, I think we might even be able to do a full session on that. But yeah, look, PRS are mad helpful. They're on the artist's side. You know what I mean? Their whole raison d'etre is to collect your check and get you paid. You know what I'm saying? Here's a tip for you, actually, bringing it back to DJing. If you're a DJ, but you're also a producer, yeah? Let's say, I don't know, look, David Guetta, or who's your man, Calvin Harris, or someone like that, right? When they get booked to DJ at a set, they'll be paid a fee for DJing, and when you're at that sort of Calvin Harris, you know, my man's a millionaire, yeah, so you know them fees are up there, right? They get a legit decent fee for playing the gig, right? But this is the trick that a lot of people aren't aware of. They only play their own music in their sets, right? One of the reasons for doing that is because a venue also has to have a PRS license. Yeah. Now, the way it works with venues is slightly different, because there's not someone standing there by the side of the stage taking note of what you've been playing and then submitting that to PRS. But instead, what happens is the venue just have a live venue agreement license with PRS, where they just pay PRS a monthly fee to just cover them, right? And if anyone puts in a claim, there's the money in the kitty, right? So say I go and DJ a set and I get paid to do the gig, but all I played was my own music at a PRS registered venue. Now I can send a bill to PRS, right? And, you know, the venue will confirm that for you. You can say, I played at this venue on this date. Here's a list of all the tracks that I played and their PRS codes. Boom. You get paid twice for doing the same gig. You know what I'm saying? So that's an earner. You know what I mean? So DJs, if you get into making beats, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're playing your own productions and it's a PRS registered venue, you are getting paid twice for doing that gig. Facts. Yeah. So, yeah, man, shout out to PRS and the good work that they do, man. They look after the artists. That's what they're there to do. They want to take care of people. You know what I'm saying? So, one love to what they're doing. They just recently opened up a new office over there in King's Cross, but look them up online, man. PRS, they're a global organization, yeah. Any kind of performer, whether you're a DJ, whether you're a producer, a singer, a songwriter, a poet, an MC, whatever, look them up. If you're putting out content, if you're performing content, if people are using your material, you should get paid for it, right? And they're the ones that are going to help you collect that check. I kind of lost my chain of thought as to where I was. But, oh, yes, of course. Okay, so I was talking about Mixcloud. Mixcloud have stepped up. They noticed that there was this call from all the DJs who kept getting locked off while they were trying to DJ online. Like, all these platforms just kept locking off, lock off, lock off, lock off. You know, Instagram, I'd be lucky if I made it through an hour of playing the set. One way around it was that I just kept it underground. I played, like, you know, dub plates, white labels, stuff that people just aren't aware of. Underground music is less likely to get you pulled. But if you start playing like commercial tunes, big tunes, stuff that's been in the charts, yeah, you'll get cut. I mean, Facebook tends to give you a warning. They'll say if you continue to play music that you don't have the right to, we're going to lock you off. And they'll give you like a 3 count thing, you know. They warn you once, warn you twice, boom, third one, they just cut, right? Instagram, I don't really know how they do with Instagram. Instagram seems to be a bit hit and miss. Sometimes they don't say nothing. Sometimes it just cuts off, right? So Instagram, yeah. If you know anyone that works at Instagram, or if you work at Instagram and you're watching this, yeah, fix up like your system. You know what I'm saying? In fact, Instagram is owned by Facebook, so why they don't have the same system is beyond me. But look, what Mixcloud have done, they swear, hands down, no takedowns, no mutes, no lock-offs. Yeah. So that's what we need right now, you know what I'm saying? And also they even offer you the option to monetize your streams. So as I said, if you want to live stream on Mixcloud, you have to have a premium account, but they have waived that fee for 3 months. You get a 3-month trial on the Mixcloud live streaming platform. So if you go to mixcloud.com, I think it's /live/new, something like that. I'll post some links up. If you've got an existing Mixcloud account, you can just add to that, make it, you know, upgrade it to the beta version of their live streaming. If you don't have an account, you don't even know. If you've got a Facebook account, you can log into Mixcloud with your Facebook account. So that helps you get in and get started. But also, if you want to watch the live stream, you don't have to have a Mixcloud account to watch the stream. Anyone can watch the stream. I will say this though, if you are putting out a stream, what's going to happen is that anyone that follows you on Mixcloud, if they've got Mixcloud, they'll get a notification. But otherwise, you want to be promoting it. You want to be jumping on social media. You want to be jumping on your Twitter, your Facebook, your Snapchat, whatever, letting people know that you're going live. And I know that there are third-party streaming applications out there, and that allow you to redirect that stream. So say you wanted to send it to YouTube, or you want to send it to wherever. Mixcloud provide you the tools for doing that, right? So it's free for 3 months. So check it out. Jump online, mixcloud.com. It's all over their website. They're pushing it hard right now. Okay, so who we got here? NJ Rhymes. I'm a poet and would really like it if one of my poems could be on your feed. Yo, well, look, send it over. You know, get involved. Like, this lockdown ain't ending anytime soon, man. You know, so look, here we go. I tell you what. Who am I talking? All right, this is UAF, right? Okay, UAF. If you're following UAF, once this is over, do me a favour. Go to Soapbox Islington on your Instagram, yeah? At Soapbox Islington. Follow them. We do a live event every Wednesday night, streamed over Instagram, right? And we're always looking for people to participate, especially young people. I mean, the whole thing about Soapbox is that it is for young people, 13 to 21, you know. So if you're a young person and you want to share some talent, if you're a singer, songwriter, poet, MC, DJ, whatever, you want to show off some of your skills, every Wednesday night we do a live event through Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Wow, time is just flying today. It's quarter to 5 already. Okay, so yeah, so just a little recap there, yeah. Many options for streaming: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. They've all got streaming options. Twitter. What was the one that Twitter used to have? Periscope. Was it called Periscope? What was it called? I forget. But anyway, look, Twitter had one. But in any case, they were all. Every one of them has got its problems, and as look, even Mixcloud is still relatively new when it comes to the live streaming. So I have seen people saying that there are teething problems, and they're working on that. But I would say, in terms of if you want to make sure you're not getting cut, that's probably your best option. I have yet to actually do a proper full-on live stream off of Mixcloud. I've been kind of just researching it, like looking into it at the moment, and I've been mad busy. But this weekend, I'm going to try and do a live stream over Mixcloud and see how it goes, see what kind of numbers we get, you know. So, yeah, look, let me know your experiences out there. What platforms are you guys using? If you've got any specific questions, you can hit me up, holler at me direct, and I'll do my best to help you out. Now, back to this DJing thing. I said it was all about live streaming and some tips and tricks. I haven't really left much time for tips and tricks, so let's just get into this, yeah? Now, when it comes to your track selection, one of the things that I stressed in the early sessions is your knowledge of the music, yeah? How, not just like knowing the lyrics, I mean like you know the song, right? You know that it's got an intro, and there's a beat that lasts this long, and the vocals come in here, and then the outro has got this bit. Knowing your music makes all the difference in delivering a good mix. Yeah. Oh, right, hey, what's happening? Rhymes have jumped over. Yeah, so we're crossing the streams, Ghostbusters style. Yeah. So anyway, when you're mixing, you want to come up with original ideas. Yeah. Now I spoke about in one of the early sessions about doing a cappella mixes. Yeah. But we're going to take that a step further, right? So, hang on, let me just, is it there? So, look, there's one of the great things about using Serato or any kind of digital DJing software is that it opens up a lot of tools that prior weren't available to you. Now, here's an example of a song that will get you taken down like that. You know that tune, right? Madonna's Holiday, right? Now, that is the normal cut, right? It's not an instrumental version. It is the full track. Now, I've got that track on vinyl. I won't dig it out now, but on the B-side, it's got an instrumental, which was great because I used to do mashups by playing that instrumental with the vocal over the top, right? But I don't have an instrumental on my laptop. I've only got the original version. But a good thing about this tune is it's got a nice long intro beat. Now, remember what I was saying about being original and coming up with ideas. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I'm going to take the intro of Madonna's Holiday, loop it, and then I'm going to put an a cappella over it. Now, both the tunes that I'm using, I'm using the Madonna's Holiday, and unless you're watching on Zoom, you won't be able to see what a cappella I'm loading up here. But essentially both tunes could be considered like pop commercial cheesy tunes, yeah, but this is that thing, yeah, you want to break people's perceptions of what is legit and what is not, right? What is cool and what is not. Like, if you're a sick DJ, if you can throw it down in such a way, you make it cool, right? So now again, on the screen share, it's going to be without the screen share, it's going to be difficult to see what's going on. But yeah, as I mentioned earlier, we've got a new YouTube channel, Soapbox Online. Like and subscribe, follow us. I'm throwing all of this stuff on there after the fact with more in-depth coverage so you can actually fully see what's going on. But yo, look, in its most rudimentary form, Serato allows you to create loops in several different ways, right? So look, if I reload the tune, right? So the first thing you hear, if I wanted to loop that intro, right? So I'd like... Now, you guys on Instagram can't see what I'm showing here, but anyone who's on Zoom, if you go to my secondary screen where it should be up there in the corner, yeah, it's up there on the corner on the primary, but I'm sharing the screen on the Zoom. I've got an a cappella loaded up. I've got the Holiday on one deck. I've got the a cappella on the other deck, right? And what I want to do is I want to create a loop. Now, eagle-eyed viewers might notice a little cheat that goes against everything that I was talking about in the previous session, but we'll come back to that. If the most like brute force way of creating a loop, there is a button that says in and a button that says out. In is where you want the sample to start, and out is where you want it to end. So if I line that up, click in, now it will start looping, and you'll see that it where you've got the visual representation of the music on the screen, it starts. It creates like a blue bar over it here. So, and so if I want to stop it there, then I press out, Now it's locked in that loop for me. And it's just going to keep doing that over and over again. Yeah. But also, it gives you the option to save those loops, right? So you've got this section in the above the playlist next to the dial where it's showing you the jog wheel. Up, the first option is where your cue points are, and then below that you've got an option for creating and accessing predetermined loops. So this loop that's playing at the moment, I've saved it and I can turn it on and off, right? If I've turned it off. But look, that's the brutal way of doing it. If you look underneath that, you've got this readout that says an eighth, a quarter, a half, 1, 2, 4, 8, 16. If you've analyzed the files, and if you don't know about how to analyze the files, watch one of the previous videos. If you've analyzed the files, it will pick up the BPM of the track and it will auto-detect where you want the loop to be. So again, if I take that back to the beginning, turn this loop off, in fact I'm going to delete that loop completely, and just press 4, that should give me a 4-bar loop. 1, 2, 3, 4. Or I can shrink that down, make it a 2-bar loop. Take it to 8. So there's a lot of predetermined lengths that you can make your loop last, right? Now, I've already thrown in a pre-saved loop, but this is what I mean about just making your mix a little bit more interesting, yeah? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to play the track. If you know the track, it's got... Oh no, what have I done? Oh no, I deleted the wrong loop. Hey look, this is what happens, yeah? But anyway, look, I'll talk you through it. I'm going to do it live, right? So look, the tune comes in here. 1, 2, 3. So I want a 16-bar loop, so I'm just going to trust that my analyze works. So now I've got this loop. Shout out to all my 80s crew, you know what I'm saying? And now I'm going to drop an acapella over it. And both the tunes that I'm using, like I say, are kind of considered like sort of cheesy commercial bait tunes. But yo, I love this mix. This mix always gets a good reaction, yeah? So Alright. Check this out.
Alright, stop, collaborate and listen. I sit back with my brand new invention. Something grabs a hold of me tightly, flow like a harpoon daily and nightly. Will it ever stop? Yo, I don't know. Turn off the lights and I'll glow to the extreme. Rock a mic like a vandal, light up a stage and wax a chump like a candle. Dance, crush the speaker that booms. I'm killing your brain like a poisonous mushroom. Deadly when I play a dope melody.
Anything less than the best is a felony.
Or leave it, you better gain weight. You better hit bullseye, the kid don't play. If there was a problem, yo,
and on the chorus, watch this reload.
DJ revolves it.
Baby, baby.
You see what I'm saying? That's so sick.
Baby.
And the timing works out. 1, 2, 3.
Now that the party is jumping, with the bass kicked in and the Vegas are pumping. Quick to the point, no faking. Cooking MCs like a pound of bacon. Burning them, if you ain't quick and nimble. I go crazy when I hear a cymbal and a hi-hat with a souped up tempo. I'm on a roll, it's time to go solo. Rolling, in my 5.0 with my rag top down so my hair can blow. The girl is on standby, waiting just to say hi.
Did you stop?
No, I just drove, I kept on pursuing to the next stop. I bust a left and I'm heading to the next block. The block was dead, yo, so I continue to A1A.
You see what I'm saying? That's just a little simple thing that you can do. So by using loops, you can take tracks that you've already got that you may not have an instrumental of, but then you can rework them in such a way to create your own instrumental. You know what I'm saying? This all goes back to what I was saying about being creative, standing out, having original ideas. Don't play the same old that every other DJ is going to play, because I saw this quote today, right? I can't remember who put it up, right? They said a good DJ will play you the tracks you want to hear, right? A great DJ will play you the tracks you didn't even realize you wanted to hear. Be that DJ, you know what I'm saying? Make an effort. If like, look for tunes that people don't know. Look for tunes that you can break. Look for tunes that will make you stand out in a crowd. Or if you are going to use obvious tunes, if you're going to use like famous tunes, break their conceptions of what's about to happen. You know, I love it when I will start a mix like that, right? You know, the tune comes in, they think they know what's about to happen, right? And they're like, oh yeah, sick, I know this tune. And then I flip it on them, and then they go even more crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the difference between being just an alright DJ and the kind of DJ that they remembered. Like, after the fact, they're gonna be like, yo, you remember when that DJ dropped that sick mix, and yo, he mashed Madonna with Vanilla Ice? You know what I mean? Both those tunes came out before I was born. You know what I'm saying? But it's the little touches, little things like that that will always make you stand out in the crowd, you know? Now, we are almost out of time. We've literally got 3 minutes left to go. So once again, I just want to shout out everyone that deserves a shout out. Firstly and foremost, in this craziness we are going through, big up to all the essential workers, the NHS, the frontline staff, everyone holding us down, everyone keeping us safe, everyone doing the madness so that we don't have to. You know what I'm saying? We can never repay you for what you have done. When this is all over, we need to sort out something to get the nurses and doctors. Actually, no, the doctors make enough P. Nurses, they need more money. Pay them more. Teachers, everyone at home doing your thing, all the tutors that are delivering like online tuition and, you know, oh, I thought I was going to disconnect there. Anyway, look, anyone that's just doing what they can to make it through this madness, you are appreciated. You know, one love to all of you guys. Once again, big up to Young Urban Arts Official, killing it with what we're doing over there. Big up to Soapbox, you guys are killing it as well. I'm proud to be on both your teams, and I'm so glad to see that we've collaborated to, you know, just share our resources. I've just got the 2 minute remaining counter come up over here. So once again, I just want to remind you, if you want to stay up to date on everything we've got going on, visit the websites, Soapbox Islington, just Google it. I think it's soapbox.co.uk, something like that. But our whole schedule is online. You can follow us at Soapbox Islington, uaf.com, or UAF Official on the Instagram. Give them a follow. Loads of amazing courses, loads of amazing workshops. Big up to the Wipers crew. They're putting in a lot of work as well. And just everyone out there trying to make it happen while all this madness is going on. Next week is going to be the last in this series of seminars, but trust me, there's plenty more to come. If you've got any specific questions, if there's something that you want to know or don't understand, feel free to hit me up, yeah? Before we bounce out here, little scratch, I reckon, is always a good way to end, isn't it, right? Okay, so I've been DJ Shorty, representing for Young Urban Arts Official and for Soapbox. I'll be back next week, and until then, people, stay safe. Let's have a little scratch.